Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista from Hebert's Down Home. I am back in my kitchen again, and we are talking Trim Healthy Mama for the whole family and kind of what our family has done and how we are doing Trim Healthy Mama as a family and getting healthier. So I'm just gonna warn you that the washer's going, the kids are loud downstairs, it's kind of cold so they're not outside. So you're gonna hear some background noise, but that is just real life around here. That's how it works. Basically, for those of you who don't know my story, I started Trim Healthy Mama about a year ago with the intent of working on me. I wasn't gonna make big adaptations for our whole family, but I also wasn't gonna cook differently for them. I wanna eat supper as a family. That's really important to me, that our evening meal is all together and that we're eating pretty much the same thing. So I think it was fairly easy to switch them over to where they're eating fairly healthy and the same things I am for supper. Now, I will say sometimes I'll add a side or something like that that I wouldn't necessarily eat and be on plan. So, so that kind of bridges the gap there sometimes. Or they eat crossover meals when I don't necessarily eat crossover meals because they're kids and they need different stuff than what mama needs or what dad needs or the older kids. I will admit that breakfasts and lunches, especially for them, not for me, but for them, are still not super healthy. They're definitely not on plan Trim Healthy Mama breakfasts and lunches. But have been some things that I have slowly been doing to make things healthier. The first thing that I did, and this was for me, but it definitely affected everyone, was that I got rid of all the sugar in the house. It was really for me, and I shouldn't say all the sugar. I should say that for me, I got rid of all the sugar. There are some things that I really don't care about and that the kids still eat that have some sugar in them. But definitely the sugar intake overall for the whole family has decreased significantly since I started Trim Healthy Mama. So that was one thing, is we pretty much went, and how that started, let me just tell you, let me back up here. So how that sort of started was I started making really yummy desserts and snacks for myself, sweet things to kind of keep myself going. And the kids saw them and they wanted them and they ate them and they loved them. And I thought, well, this isn't that hard for them. And so we just made the switch. And so we live on yummy Brianna Thomas ice cream recipes. I make my own ice cream. I think you guys have seen that in some other videos. And just the Trimtastic cake is one of our favorites, the Cry No More brownies. There's a couple of other cakes and different things online that we like and that we've tried and that we love. And so the family just sort of switched with me to sugar-free desserts. And so I thought, okay, this really isn't that hard for them. And so we're just gonna kind of get rid of most sugar in the house. That's kind of, in a nutshell, a little bit about what we've done with Trim Healthy Mama for the family. One trick that I have come across as we are trying to be more healthy with our family is to make sure, especially in the morning, that we do protein. So often eggs, or we'll do yogurt, sugar-free yogurt, or something like that that has a lot of protein in it added to whatever the kids are eating. I also eat a lot of protein in the morning. I'll do a protein shake, maybe some eggs. Sometimes I'll do a protein shake and a healthy carb like oatmeal or something like that. But in order to fill up the kids, we do a lot of protein, especially in the morning, and that really helps them not to be hungry throughout the day. So eggs it is this morning. more protein that we do in the morning, it feels like the fuller they are throughout the day. And I feel the same way, so I totally get it. Like if I do a protein shake and pretty heavy on the protein in the morning, it feels like the rest of the day I'm not as hungry. So that is one good tip for keeping kiddos full during the day as well as yourself, is start out with a good healthy dose of protein. And so for the kids though, I was starting to say that on vacation we packed our own lunch and I asked them to eat the protein first. And many times after they had eaten that, they didn't eat a lot of the rest of it. And so they'd have leftovers for snack or whatever. But it fills them up and then they don't need as much food. So like when your kids are off during the summer, or if you homeschool and you have them off all day, to kind of curb the snacking, use extra protein. It's good, it's helpful. It slows things down a little bit on the food consumption, which is always a goal for us with 8 people in the house. Okay, so you're gonna see real life, my refrigerator. I don't know how dirty it is. I did clean it this weekend because we had a lot of company over. Okay, so I do feed the kids regular milk still, skim milk, but I don't make them do the almond milk. They don't like it. It's a lot more expensive, so I drink almond milk in my morning protein shakes and smoothies, but the kids still drink regular milk. So that's one thing that we do a little bit differently. I have not taken them off of ketchup, guys. We've tried some of the other healthy recipes for ketchup that don't have sugar, and the ketchup, I believe it's 4 grams of sugar per serving. But with the kids, I let it go because I'm not going to take away their ketchup. I took away their sugar, their sweets, but I'm not going to take away their ketchup. Anyway, that sounds kind of funny. Otherwise, in the fridge, you know, things look pretty much pretty healthy as far as choices. I keep a lot more fruits and vegetables on hand, probably, although I already did quite a bit of that. We make our own homemade ranch dressing with Greek yogurt and the Hellmann's mayonnaise and then some ranch spices. So, and you can also buy some on-plan stuff, but we just like that better and everybody eats that. Here's my farm fresh eggs up there. I have a few eggs. My chickens were molting and they're finally laying eggs, but they're like ginormous eggs. They're huge, guys. And then there's like some small ones in there. They're so funny. I don't know, poor ladies having to lay those huge eggs, but hopefully they'll get back in a rhythm here and we'll get eggs going on again before long. My main carb sources are oatmeal, sprouted bread, beans, white beans, black beans, that kind of stuff. That would be kind of my main carb sources, I would say, that I eat or that I like. And for the kids, they're still eating regular bread. It's whole wheat, and I'm not sure how far I want to go for them, like what I want to do, but they are eating, and so there is some sugar in there. There's a lot of carbs in there. They do still eat, I'll show you the cabinet. Okay, so they do still eat cereal for breakfast. Sometimes, not always, but I try to do some of the lower sugar like Rice Krispies, Cheerios. So I'm gonna say Rice Krispies has 3 grams of sugars. I think Cheerios has, oh, I'm just looking at the Cheerio box, 1 gram. So I don't feel so bad about that. But anyway, and then we do still keep, which there's not a lot left this month because we're running towards the end of the month, but a few boxes of like crackers and stuff. And they'll usually eat these with a fruit or a vegetable for a snack, or with like an egg or something like that. I really want to aim them more towards things like Skinny Pop, popcorn, which I use that too for a carb source. They do still eat chips sometimes with sandwiches, and regular peanut butter and jelly. They don't really love the natural peanut butter. So just some of those things, kind of slowly switching them over. Yet I also have to be conscious of the fact that it's going to cost us a lot more money to shop that way and for them all to eat that way. And if they don't love it and it's kind of a struggle, then I'm not super motivated to do that. But we're working on it and we're kind of making slow changes every day. I'm just amazed we got the kids mainly off of sugar or very low sugar. They like it. They're fine with it now. If we're out and about and the kids are somewhere and they want a piece of candy, or we're at grandma's and they want dessert, I don't say no. Like, that's okay. We try to kind of, you know, give them smaller pieces or whatever. Little Miss Nevaeh, who is 7, she has totally noticed that she feels awful after she eats sugar. So she always, or often, will ask me, is this sugary? And then she'll make her choice. Like, when we're not at home, you know, she'll make her choice of whether she wants it or doesn't want it. I feel so bad for her though, because she gets such a stomach ache and just feels yuck after she eats sugary stuff. And she knows it. Like, she knows what the problem is, and she's like, I shouldn't have eaten that sugar. And her little body is just not used to it anymore. And so, you know, that's one thing, is even she notices, and I'm the same way. Like, I can tell, I just drag after I eat something that has had, you know, a high amount of sugar in it, or, but, you know, food freedom, we've got to make choices. We make mistakes, whatever, and we go on and we get back on plan and we keep going, and even our little kiddos have to learn, you know, they're not going to feel good either, and it's a choice they get to make, whether they, you know, whether they want it or don't want it. So anyway, there's my little rant about that. I mean, Trim Healthy Mama is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. I'm not done because I lost the weight. It has to keep going. And I have to remind myself of that, because now that I've lost the weight, I want to just eat whatever, and it doesn't work that way. I still have to keep eating healthy and making good choices for my body, or I'll go right back to where I was.
Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let this food to us